You may be wondering what's going on with Bitcoin and altcoins, which both are showing real weakness today. In this crypto update, I'm going to let you know why. Let's get started. As always, let's start out with Bitcoin. 10,423, not doing too good today. Down 500 points, almost 5% today. And there's really one reason why Bitcoin came down. This weekend, it was actually doing really well, still hovering around 10,900, 11,000. It was kind of just doing its thing, looking like it was prepping up to go higher. And today we had a big crash. And the reason why is due to the broader market, which is now down 800 points for the Dow. And this could continue down 3%. S&P down 2.55% and NASDAQ down 2.33%. And this is the reason why Bitcoin and altcoins have been dragged down, because of the broader market. Unfortunately, the decoupling that a lot of people would like to see just isn't there yet. The two are coupled together. And when the broader market sells off, so does Bitcoin. But why did the broader market sell off? Well, there's two reasons for this, at least two theories. Number one is this: the banks. They're struggling today. European banks specifically, because there's more allegations about money laundering. The very same banks that accuse Bitcoin and crypto of shenanigans and how they're fraud and how they facilitate illegal activities such as money laundering. Well, the ones that are pointing the fingers are the ones that have been doing it for a long time now. This is not the first time. We have heard of banks get caught with this and get fined billions upon billions of dollars. In fact, if you add up all the fines that the banks have paid in terms of money laundering, it's more than the total market cap of all crypto. That's how much it is. So this is one reason why the stock market is selling off today. A lot of people that don't trust the banks, a lot of people are fearful of the banks, and this is definitely having an effect on the broader market. But I don't think this is the biggest story. I think the biggest story is one that I've been talking about and one that I've been fearing for a couple weeks now, and I'm crossing my fingers that I'm wrong about this. So I've been in the market for a while now, and I've seen 3 bubble bursts with the stock market and also a couple with crypto. And whenever a bubble is ready to pop, the thing that always happens is it goes up even faster. And it goes up so fast that it draws more people in, draws FOMO, and people think they're all geniuses. Everyone thinks they're a genius because they're making money left and right until everything comes crashing back down. So let me show you this chart of NASDAQ's index since March, since its recent low. And it got down to as low as about 6,900. And since then, it has climbed all the way up to 12,000 before coming back down to where it is now, 10,500, about 1,500 points off of a high. That's pretty good, right? If you look at that chart, that's pretty darn good. And if you're not looking at the context of this, then you would think, this is great. Everyone's making money. NASDAQ is doing good. The economy is doing good. So what's the problem? Well, if you take into account of what's happening around the world, that's where the problem lies. The only reason why this is happening is because the Fed, the governments, the central banks around the world, they're keeping interest at zero. They're printing more fiat and pumping it into the economy. And that's the reason why this is going up. This is the only recession ever in history where the stock market is actually climbing higher and actually broke through its all-time high. I mean, this is for basically every index and around the world. And what I'm fearing is that bubble burst. Hopefully I'm wrong about this, but I generally think that the market has reached the top. It's coming down, and it does need to come down because things have gotten too crazy. Things have gotten to a point where everyone's thinking they can make money left and right with stocks, and that won't come down, and the Fed will prop up the economy forever. That's just not reality. And if this continues where the broader market continues to sell off, I think it will drag down Bitcoin and crypto with it. So this is something that's going to be ongoing. Obviously, we're not going to know the right or wrong answer tomorrow or next week or even next month. This could continue on for much longer than that. So this is something I'll be keeping an eye on, and you guys should too. Now, there is also something else that's very significant for Bitcoin, and that is happening this week. There's $1.9 billion worth of Bitcoin options that's out there, and about half of it, so we're talking about almost $1 billion worth of Bitcoin options, that is set to expire this Friday. Yeah, that's a big deal. So half of all the options out there for Bitcoin is going to expire this Friday. And plus, this Friday also has a futures expiration too. So there's a lot going on with Bitcoin this week also. This doesn't necessarily mean bad. Volatility could go both ways. So it really depends on what the traders want to do. If they're expecting Bitcoin to continue to go up in a big way for the rest of this year, they're definitely going to swing it up. But if they're expecting more weakness, then they're going to swing it down. So it's definitely an interesting week. It's definitely an interesting week. We could see some big movements this week. Now, this is interesting. According to a new report analysis, Alibaba now owns the most crypto patents in the world. If you look at this, Alibaba is going nuts in terms of how much patents they're filing for blockchain. It used to be IBM. And interesting enough, Bank of America has a lot, MasterCard has a lot, Walmart, N-Chain. But you can see Alibaba since 2018 have just been patenting left and right. So what does this mean for the future? I don't know. I don't know what this means. If big companies like Alibaba will actually go after projects for infringing upon their patents, I don't know what this means exactly. But I do know IBM was very gung-ho about blockchain. They were the very first big tech company to do a ton of commercials about blockchain. IBM themselves, they are involved with many projects, and they have their own blockchain, many blockchains themselves. So it makes sense they have patents, but Alibaba, you don't really hear about. Not much these days, but it's kind of interesting to see that they're actually really serious about it, and they're patenting everything they can right now, maybe trying to corner the market. This is even more interesting, and I know at the beginning of the video it sounded bearish, but this is one reason why you want to be bullish on Bitcoin. Yes, short term there might be volatility. Yes, short term Bitcoin may fall, but ultimately why it's going to go up is due to scarcity, and due to this recent report, the number of Bitcoins out there is actually very low, much lower than people think. According to this new analysis, over 1,500 Bitcoins are lost each and every day. That is a lot. That is a lot. According to this, to quote, since about 2010, about 4% of the available supply of Bitcoin has been lost each year. This puts the current available supply at 13.9 million coins, well below the 18.3 million total supply figure publicized. This means about 28% of all Bitcoins have been lost. This is a lot, right? And this is what a lot of people have been saying for a while, that the number of circulating Bitcoin out there is actually much lower than what is shown, right? And if that's true, then you think about it. The number of people that actually hold Bitcoin is even less than what it seems. So out of 8 billion people out there, if you look at, there's only 14 million Bitcoin, you do the math. That's not that much to go around. And we know most of the 14 million is held by early investors or miners and people that have gotten in afterwards like you and I, right? But that's it. The rest of the general population does not own any Bitcoin, not a fractional Bitcoin, not one Satoshi. They don't really own anything. But when they do want to own a small fractional portion of Bitcoin, they want to own a few Satoshis, that's when it's going to be too late. So this is one big reason why you should be holding on to Bitcoin, why you should be taking advantage when you can, because Bitcoin is very, very, very scarce. As for altcoins is struggling today. Not only today, this weekend, and for the last week. BT's dominance have climbed up to 58.5%, and total market cap has fallen almost 6% today. And yesterday I saw it was like 5%. The day before was like 3%. So altcoins have been struggling. If you go down the list, Ethereum down 10%, Binance Coin 13%, Polkadot down 15%, Chainlink down 13%. Chainlink is below $9, which is quite a bit. Cardano's down $12, 12%, Tron 8%, Tezos 15%, Neo 18%. Neo has been high flying recently. So yeah, it's not pretty for altcoins right now. So of course, altcoins are more speculative. They move faster, they have more volatility than Bitcoin. So this makes sense. When Bitcoin is showing weakness, altcoins are going to be showing weakness too. The best thing to do is dollar cost average and buy the dips when you can and hodl. So what do you think about the broader market? Do you think it's going to continue to sell off? And if so, will it pull Bitcoin and crypto down with it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And stay tuned for my future videos. Take care. Bye-bye.